You were just saying it's cool to hear Pat Summerall call touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a voice from the past that just would never ever leave. I mean, it's a very distinctive voice.
Yeah. You're still living in Dallas. We were talking about this just before this interview, and I assumed that everywhere you go, drink spot for you. Let me get your groceries. Here's another car, Emmitt.
No,
but you're saying it's not like that.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. But I tell you what, Dallas is the citizens there and the people there are very cordial, very friendly, very respectful of me and my family, and the time that we have when we are together as a family. And so, but they're very polite. They're very generous, and I think that's just the way Texans are. And so, you know, being in Dallas has been a blessing.
I guess so. I guess so. It's been awesome. I'm
thrilled.
Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, he wants to be the best back in the league.
Right. Why not?
Going into week 1, where is he ranked?
Well, obviously he has something to prove. And so he has a lot to prove. I mean, last year missed a number of games. And so it's about him bouncing back. And the beautiful thing about Zeke right now is that he has had a tremendous offseason. No news is great news. That's number one.
Very true.
And so I think he's focused. He understands what's at stake now. And it's Zeke's and Dak's team. And they have an opportunity now to put their footprint and thumbprints all over this team and lead this team to where it needs to go. And so I expect big things to come out of our running game this year. I think Dak himself will bounce back as well.
Do you have a relationship with Zeke? Do you mentor him a little bit?
I wouldn't say I have a strong relationship with Zeke at all, but we have been very cordial in communications. And matter of fact, I owe him a text to have dinner with him. Now that they're out of training camp, so Zeke, that's on me. My bad. I got to send you a text, so maybe we can get together sometime in the next couple of weeks. But you know, like any football player out there, as a former player, you want to be a part of their life only when they want you a part of their life. You want to impart wisdom wherever you can. You don't always go up to someone and say, "Hey, listen, young fella, I need to talk to you. You need to know this and this and this." You don't always do that. And so it's better to be invited into a situation than not to be invited.
I'm going to ask an inside the NFL question that I've always wondered, because you always hear stories about guys the day after a game, can't get out of bed, they're that banged up.
Right.
Did you ever have days like that where you're just like, my body feels like everything is broken?
Well, yes, there were times like that during the course of a season. Where there was times when I got out of bed one time and absolutely fell to the floor. It could have been because of the way I was sleeping. I don't know what it was, but thinking that your feet are underneath you and they're not. And so there were weird moments like that did occur. But for 99.99% of my life, I've been able to get in and out of bed without having any major issues. Still to this day, I get in and out of bed without having any major issues.
No, I can't even do that.
Do you text Jerry Jones? Do you guys talk, like, is he a weird guy he seems like a weird guy. But is he less weird than he seems to the world? Because I feel like you must talk to him. You must have his ear, Emmitt. You must have his ear.
Jerry is not a weird guy at all. He's just a man that lives in a world.
He lives in Jerry world,
yes,
literally.
He lives in his own world. But the beautiful thing about wisdom is already been where you are trying to go. And Jerry's gone through many phases of his life.
What's his house like?
Awesome. That's all I can say is awesome.
Jason Garrett, is he gonna survive this season? I feel like one playoff appearance in the last 7 seasons. He's still kicking around.
Well, I think this season is still has yet to begun. That's why it's beginning tomorrow night. And so I think Jason understands for the last number of years that he's been at the helm of leading the Cowboys, that there's always this expectation of taking the Cowboys not only to the playoff, but taking them to the big game. And I think Jason understands that better than most. And so there comes a time where either you meet those expectations or you're not. And that's even as a player. Every player has to meet the expectations of their talent. Either you do it or you don't. Are you willing to pay the extra price to do that? And when you get a chance to perform, or are you performing on a consistent basis? And if you do it on a consistent basis, guess what? You're around for a long period of time.
Le'Veon Bell, he still hasn't shown up for Pittsburgh. What do you think of that situation?
I think it's a very tragic situation, to be honest with you. I think Le'Veon Bell has proven that he is not only the top running back in the National Football League, but he has been very consistent in terms of his performance. If we all judge and base our financial means off of performance, he has reached the pinnacle. And for Pittsburgh to treat him the way that they're treating him, it kind of reminds me of 1992-93 when I had to miss games to earn the contract that I still don't think I was worthy of getting. I thought I should have got paid a lot more. And I think Le'Veon is in the same situation. And I think it's unfortunate for him because there are quarterbacks that are sitting on people's rosters right now that is nowhere near worthy of the capital that they are receiving.
What do you say to his teammates that are supposedly getting frustrated?
I say shame on them. I say shame on them. And I can understand the frustration, but you shouldn't be frustrated with him trying to get his money. You should be frustrated at the organization for mistreating him the way that they are mistreating him, because he has earned the right to get paid as the highest paid running back in the National Football League.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? Like people on his side of the football, his teammates are calling him out. I've never seen this before. Not in football.
What I can honestly say is I don't know the relationship between Le'Veon and his teammates.
Right.
But I do know as a running back, the relationship that I have with my offensive lineman is very paramount to the success of what I have. And their relationship with me is very paramount to the success that they actually have. And so it kind of works one and the same. No running back that I know of will be down in his offensive lineman getting what he's worth. And it should be the same way, because as a running back, I need those 5 guys up front. And as a lineman, they need a guy like Le'Veon Bell behind them to make their job a lot easier. And if you're talking against your running back that has been very productive, his running style is completely orthodox than most folks. I've never seen a running back come to a complete stop when there's not a hole and create a hole. So offensive lineman, either you're not doing your job or you are doing your job, or he's helping you do your job better. I think you might want to humble yourself and realize what you actually have back there as an asset to help the overall team become better. And I think Ben understands what it's like to have a great running back like Le'Veon Bell behind him.
Emmitt, I got some issues. I'm all ready to watch football this weekend, but I need new gear. I need new NFL gear. Everywhere I look, I can't find it. Can you help me out?
Come on, bro. NFLshop.ca. You're right here in Canada, and you don't even know that.
Oh, yeah, they just started that site.
Started today, this morning.
Wow.
And I've got some news because I've already been on the site, and they have Emmitt Smith jerseys on the site. Boom! I'm ordering one after the show.
It's not worth much.
Okay.
We appreciate it.